with a dram glass in her hand.
I can tell you that I was real young, 5 years old, something, when I started trying to learn to play the banjo. Just an old country boy raised out in the country, and a lot of times I get up early in the morning and maybe have an hour to kill before I went to school. Well, I'd listen of a night before I went to bed. And all on the weekends, I would usually be listening to the radio. Bill Monroe was my favorite singer. Maynard's Mountaineers, they was from North Carolina. I guess would be my first picks. First time I sang in church scared me to death. I didn't know what to do. And I was really thrilled and happy when it was over. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. I was glad it was over. Yeah, I was scared to death. Well, I felt a lot different, a lot better, you know. I felt a little bit more sure of myself. My first banjo was an old, what they call a 39 bracket at that time. Brackets is the things that hold the pins that hold it together. My mother bought it for me. I was raised on a farm, and my aunt had this banjo. And when I found out she had it, why, I got it and played it some. She also raised hogs. She got hard up, I guess, and needed $1 or $2, you know, and wanted to sell something, so she wanted to sell either the pig or the banjo. Pig or banjo, so I took the banjo. First tune that I liked was Shout Little Lily, and that's one that I recorded, and I still play it on about every show that we play. It's called the claw hammer, and people seem to, you don't hear that everywhere you go, so I get a lot of good response from playing it.
Friends, this is the first tune I ever learned to play from my mother many years ago. I'm going to try to play it just as close as I can, the way she did. Shout Little Lily.
That style and everything, you know, of course, it's a much older style and everything. I played it the way my mother did, you know, and where she got it, from, of course, her probably father and mother or somebody. She tuned it up for me and played a tune or two. She played the banjo a little bit too, and she was really proud of her two boys. And she done everything that she could to help us. And if she needed a gallon of milk or something else that we needed, why, we got that first and ate later. She was all out for it though, whatever we needed. And wore holes in her stockings first to do it. She brag on us, you know, and encourage us. Yeah, she was a great help to us. We was poor folks. There wasn't anything to do easy. Rough life, you had to get down to hard work. I was raised in the coal fields, but I've never been inside of a mine. So I guess it's just a big dark hole under the ground. But I have never, you know, been maybe out of sight, you know, maybe go in a little way just to look in. But I was always afraid, and I was blessed, you know, to have other things that I could do that I liked. And this is what I liked, and decided I wanted to do.
It's unreal to see where he was born and raised, and where we have our festival every year at the Stanley Brothers old home place in Coburn, Virginia. It's amazing how two little barefoot boys come out of there, and I could just imagine the place in 1927 when he was born. To come out of there and do what they did is amazing.
You know, I can sit here and pick and talk like I am talking, and but you got a mattock and a shovel or something, you're working. Sweat comes out. It's hard work. This is a lot easier. I like the sound of it. I served, stayed two years, I believe, in Germany. And of course, I was PFC, and we were in a place called Prien, Germany, and each one of the soldiers at this particular place had a room, you know, of their own. And of course, I was lonesome, you know, and I'd play that banjo. I got it through special service, and one night I was about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I was up playing the banjo, and got a knock on the door. I answered the door, and it was a major and a colonel. You know, that's a lot of big timber in the Army. And then after that, I got just about anything I wanted. They loved it. They would come in often to get me to play it. That's what I say. I'd get by with anything. I didn't have to stand reveille or get up in the morning like the other soldiers did or anything. And I got my rating, rank, you know, went from a PFC to a staff sergeant right quick. You know, you have to be one certain thing for 30 days before you can be promoted. Well, every 30 days I was promoted right on up. Now, I liked the Army pretty good after that. They said, if you'll stay in the Army with us, we'll raise you to like a lieutenant. In 30 days, we'll raise you to something else. I told you you're up to a major or a colonel. He said, you'll be a colonel in the Army before you know it. You know what I done? What I said? I said, thanks. I don't believe I'll take. But they were good to me, and that it helped my Army days. I was raised back in the country, and I was just an old dumb boy, and I liked it. I liked home, and I never did get really adjusted to being in the Army, you know, because I wanted to go home all the time. My time was up, you know. I'd served my time all that was required. I could have stayed on or come out, whichever wanted. So here I am, you know, I came home. Well, when I got home, my daddy and brother Carter met me at the bus station. And Carter was playing with another group. He was older than me, and he'd got out of the Army before I had. And we stopped, and I sung a song with him on the radio before I got home. We had a daily show called Farm Fun Time. It's a new show. The station, WCYB and the Stanley Brothers started about the same time. I think we heard this WCYB come on as a new station, and maybe that week or the next week, we went to WCYB and took our instruments and auditioned and got a job. They didn't make any promises. They said you go to work today, you go to work tomorrow, whatever. But we won't even buy you a dose of medicine if you need it. You don't get nothing. Just what you put out yourself and learn. and get out and make it. I think we just about made WCYB, and they made us. People heard us on the radios, and that's how we became known. And while it was making us known, it was making the radio station known too, because it was new too, you see. And they needed us, and we needed them. Just hopes, you know, to make a hit and make people like you, come and see you. And that's the way you make your living, you know, for their putting on shows and so forth. Sing a hymn. We played a show, a live show on a Saturday night. We was on WCYB for 2 weeks. And we played this personal appearance, you know. And we had to do 4 shows, 4 full houses. Filled it up 4 times, put on a show, do another, and we had to do 4 shows. It was around 2 o'clock before we could get away. And then we figured in, boys, you got it. Hang in there.
Their sound spoke for itself. There's nothing like that. And the people just loved them. And they've been real people with it. They've been nice to their fans. Dad, I've heard a lot of people talk about Carter, how nice of a guy he was. So they're good singing, and their attitudes about it, just they took it worldwide and made a legacy.
It's so mountain. It's just, you can hear the you know, where he comes from is the mountains, and you can hear it in his music, and there's no other singer that can sing or sound like him. And when people hear it for the first time, it's just so unique, and it grabs them, and they're like, wow. You know, like the first time when people heard him sing on "Oh Brother Where Art Thou," sung "Old Death." People was like, who is this? And they just fell in love with him, and it opened up a whole new audience for him with the younger generation who had not caught on to old-time music yet. But it just worked wonders for him. And his style is so rare and unique that people love him, and people love his style.
We're proud to get a chance, you know, to play on WSM, and just everybody starting or never gets to play on Grand Ole Opry, things like that. And so that made us feel good and helped us, you know, to get known. And that's what it takes. If nobody couldn't hear us, well, they wouldn't been any good, you know. We'd been playing for ourselves. Constant sorrow, I've seen trouble all my days. Hope was he was a fellow that lives in Johnson City, and he owned a record store, you know, a manufacturer, wherever they make records or whatever they do, you know. Why, that's what he had, and he signed us up, put us on, and so we'd have some way to get a record out. And that's the way we got started. They'd send the records out, you know, to places that people would hear them and everything. Columbia Record was a big, they was professional, you know, and was established and was a big company, you know, just like, you know, that it just felt real good. It's just, well, we've done it. And we thought we was on our way, you know, then. I enjoyed it, playing with my brother. I enjoyed it very much because I was a little bashful. I wasn't too forward, you know, and he was more so than I was. And when he was living, why he made the decision and all this, you know. But then when he passed away, why it was left up to me or nothing. do or don't. And I done, thanks to the good Lord. I wondered, you know, I didn't know what I could do with it by myself. I did, and that made me work harder, you know. So I just kept on at it. And like I say, here I am. I feel proud of everything that I've done. I feel like we've showed people stuff, you know, that maybe heard us do it, and then done it themselves, and then get good enough to go on their own. It's just a good way to make a good living that way, and you get to meet a lot of people, and they so much. You do a lot that you would never do before if you hadn't been in it and done that, you know. If you'd have sat back in the woods somewhere and made whiskey or something, you wouldn't have been famous. I'm a member of the Grand Ole Opry, you know, in Nashville, Tennessee. That's something that every musician would be proud of, but that's the main goal. And I got that. Just a lot of the good things that's happened. Go out somewhere and see people lined up, you know, for a half a mile to see you. That makes you know that you're doing something good. That Grammy was something I never expected. That was something. I was just tickled to death. Felt lucky. Felt like I was a lot more on my way. I took another step, you know. Hit that again. Oh, Dad. Oh, Dad. Won't you spare me over till another year? Well, what is this that I can't see with ice cold hands taking hold of me? Well, I am this, none can excel. I'll open the door to heaven or hell. Oh, death, someone would pray, could you wait to call me another day? The children prayed, the preacher preached, time and mercy are out of your reach. Death, I come to take the soul, leave the body and leave it cold, to drop the flesh right off the frame. The earth and worms both have a claim. Oh, death, oh, death, won't you spare me over till another year? Won't you spare me over till another year? Thank you.
That was great. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? Him singing Oh, Death right there in the middle of the Grammy Awards was unreal. I laid in the bed and watched it on TV. And just see him pop out there and sing that in front of everybody in the world was just amazing. Sure was. I just thought finally he's getting his recognition that he deserves.
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou was God sent. Because it opened up so many new doors for him. Then they had the Down from the Mountain tour, which featured Papaw, and then it had Ricky Skaggs and Alison Krauss and Lou Harris, Del McCurry Band, and several people who sung on the soundtrack. Well, Papaw closed the show every night. He was the headliner, and we would go to these big basketball arenas and sell out 30 and 40,000 seats. And every time Papaw would walk on the stage, an immediate standing ovation for him. I mean, it was like the fans knew that royalty had walked on the stage, and they were just in awe of him. And it's just like it everywhere he goes now. You know, people just immediately stand up for him because he is the king of old-time American music.
It's still, I have a lonesome voice, you know, and it's still lonesome. But I still enjoy playing. Every day I get even just real 3 and 4 year old boys and girls, you know, is coming up to me now and say, "We love you," and all that stuff, you know. That didn't used to do that. That makes you feel like you're still around. Helps you. That means a lot. My fingers are not really as accurate, you know, but they're enough, and everything's coming along just fine. I'm holding it down. Drawing more people, getting more shows, selling more records, making a lot more money. It'll just float along up until that time. I hope. I hope I keep my fans, you know, and everything. And like I say, I'm getting age on me, and I hope I never, as long as, you know, I hope as long as I'm living, I'm able to play music.
He's such a humble man, and he's a good family man, but the thing I love most about him is he's a man of great faith. A lot of people just get above their raising, and he's as big as it gets in the music industry, but he's never forgot where he come from, and he's never forgot the reason why he has all this.
I believe that the good Lord made a place for everybody, and I believe he gave me a place in what I'm doing. I would like to thank the people that I hope are listening in to me, and I hope they enjoy my music, and I thank the good Lord and everything that he has blessed me to stay well, and I feel proud for somebody to come up and say, "Oh, we couldn't make it without you. We love you. You're our lives." And that makes me feel good.
Oh, Dad. Oh, Dad. Won't you spare me over till another year? Well, what is this that I can't see with ice cold hands taking hold of me? Well, I am this, none can excel. I'll open the door to heaven or hell. Oh, death, someone would pray. Could you wait to call me another day? The children prayed, the preacher preached, time and mercy are out of your reach. Death, I come to take the soul, leave the body and leave it cold, to drop the flesh right off the frame. The earth and worms both have a claim. Oh, death. Oh, death. 'Cause Won't you spare me over till another year? Won't you spare me over till another